Okay, good noon to all of you. So to continue with our discussion on our pre-final module, we actually started last time on banana production, and I guess we have stopped from this, which one? Yeah, we have stopped from fertilization, no? So we will continue with the rest of the practices or management practices. So, dali lang ha, kasi I'm just one. Okay, so to continue, last time we did discuss about fertilization. So ito yung mga fertilizers as well as mga deficiency symptoms na dapat natin tandaan in growing banana. So this time we're going to discuss on other cultural practice that includes sucker control or desuckering. So ano tong desuckering? It's the regular removal ng suckers, yung sa isang mat ng banana. You have to maintain kasi yung capacity lang ng in terms of distance, in terms of light penetration, at saka ability of nutrient availability in the soil. So for appropriate density also. So this will reduce light and nutrient competition for maximum production. So you are going to use the desuckering tools to facilitate easy separation of the mother plant and prevent damage from other suckers or followers. Okay, so there should be followers less than 1 meter, unwanted peepers, water, and floating suckers, yung hindi masyadong maganda ang kanyang pagkatubo, so should be removed already. So there should only be 3 plants maintained per mat, no? So yung mother plant at saka yung dalawang sucker with a ratio of 1:1:1. So these are the mother plant, the follower, and the sucker. So yung kasunod niya, and then 1 small sucker. So yung the rest, especially yung hindi masyadong maganda ang kanyang tubo, so i-remove na natin. But for dessert type ng mga banana, you can have a ratio 1:2:2 for cooking type bananas. No? I mean, itong 1:1:1 is for dessert type, and yung 1:2:2 is for cooking type bananas. Okay, so magkaiba din sila. And another practice is to de-leaf, no? Let me just have another screenshot again of your attendance. So again, for those who came in later, we are actually having our continuation for banana production discussion on the pre-final. So hopefully you are actually doing the requirements, the quizzes, and also the laboratories while we are having our discussion. No, during your during the rest times that are the rest of the time that are provided to you, since we actually have 5 hours for this subject and we only have meetings once. Or main sorry, nagkaan ko candy kana for 3 hours pa lang ngayon. 3 hours ba ta karon o eh? Yeah. We will more or less have less than 1 hour lang naman na meeting, no? So the rest of the time of the day, every TTH, you can have your laboratory and quizzes. So again, the second is de-leafing. De-leafing should be done when 50% of the leaves are functional. So like syempre paggawa sa leaves, no, until na fully open siya, and then eventually mag-browning na siya. So if 50% brown na lang siya, so i-de-leaf na mo siya. So this can be done at 2 to 3 times per month actually. And you remove dried leaves to reduce inoculum source of leaf diseases and improve light penetration as well. So you can trim leaves and dispose properly or pile them in between rows as source of organic fertilizer. So some have used banana leaves for ano naman, for ano ba 'yon? Yung ano ba 'yan? Nakalimutan ko. Kana ganing ano, kanang fungus na ano, ginakaon nato. Unsa gyud na siya? What was that? Anyone can help me? Kanang nagakaon mo libgos no in English, I forgot. Ka ng libgos, of course, siguro kaila mo. It's a Bisaya word. So anyway, another is the stem or mat sanitation. So you should eliminate the habitat of some insect pests, cut dried leaf sheet at monthly interval and pile them in between rows. And can also be source of mulching materials during dry period para ma-maintain yung moisture, and can also be source of organic fertilizer. Now, during fruiting, that would be like 8 months or 12 months, 8 months for Lakatan and Cavendish, and maybe 9 to 12 months for Cardava. So after that, mag-shooting stage na sila. And it will took another 6 to 8 months again para ma-harvest yung fruits. 4 to 6 months lang pala. So for fruit care, the first thing you're going to do is bud removal or debudding. So you're going to remove the male bud when the false hand appears. So like yung bilangin mo lang, so mahibad-an mo ng false hands no kanang walay unod no, pinakalasa na siya nga hands. So that's the time na itanggal na nimo tong male bud or yung male flower ng banana mo na ang ginagulay kung Cardava. Pero kung Lakatan siya or Cavendish, masyadong daghan kay tagok, no? Kaya pait siya masyado. So wala na ako na ginagulay ang katulang Cardava. So this will prevent also the infection of the cigar and rot and the bugtok disease of banana. And then gina-cover pa ganina, no? O kanang blue or kanang treated na ng mga polyethylene na cellophane. So bunch spray or spraying of bunch will start when 1 to 2 hands appear at weekly interval up to the removal of male bunch. So once na nag-appear na mga hands, namunga na siya, then you are going to start the spraying of for insecticide and pesticide. I mean, fungicide to control fruit spots, prickle disease, insect pests of banana that cause damage and injuries to the fruits. Now, since nagabugat na siya, so you're going to do the propping. So, ganing tukuran mo siya og 1 to 2 poles or bamboos. This will prevent the bunch from toppling down due to heavy bunch weight and strong wind. So you can use bamboo poles, set the props in slanting with X position at the top in line with the peduncle base to have stronger support for the bunch, no? And deflowering or removal of styler end. So i-remove mo yung styler end and flower release at bagging stage or during packing operation for sanitary consideration. So every hands ng banana murag na siya, murag tumoy gani na murag flower na siya. So i-deflower na naman siya, i-remove. And then fruit bagging of bunch should be done when the last hand appear to protect the fruits from pests and damage and injuries. So you can use perforated, yung mga busot-buslot, polyethylene plastic bags used leaving the bottom end uncovered, no, to prevent the accumulation of any flower relics, and tie a ribbon at the bottom also at the end of the bunch as an index of maturity. Now, when are you going to harvest and how? So the qualities of banana fruits depend also on the proper stage of maturity and methods used at harvest. So a sign of minimum acceptability for major consumer will also determine, no, your quality, no. for harvesting. And the maturity index is an indication also of the fruits ready for harvest. So there are maturity index for banana, and this varies for the type of cultivar and depending on the market. So sometimes this bananas, especially Cabernet, can be harvested green. Pero pagdating sa Japan, pagdating sa US, sa Europe or sa Australia, they will be the green or pahinugin sila since these are climacteric fruits. So fruits harvested immature, if they are not fully mature, they are of poor quality upon ripening, and when harvesting is delayed also, this will be susceptible to decay at madali lang siyang mahinog. So what are the correct index for banana? So you can count the number of days from shooting to harvest. No, the index is true to all dessert, cooking, and processing types of banana, and this is indicated on table 10. So we have here for cooking type, usually 4 months, no, and 2 days. And yeah. And for dessert type, 3 to 4 months or 2 months lang sa depende talaga sa like lakatan 2 months and 24 days. So more or less 3 to 4 or 6 months, no? Depende yan sa variety. And also, depende din sa kanang amount of the availability of the tawag doon, and sunlight, no? Kasi the more sunlight, as we all know, bananas are very sun loving, so they need a lot of sun for maturity. So change also in the angularity of the fingers is part of the index for dessert and some cooking processing types. So generally, the fruits of the cooking bananas like the BBB, Cardava, Saba, and Torangkong or Saba group and some AAB plantain group remain angular even at full maturity. So angular to siya, pero pag commercially grown bananas harvested green at varying degrees of maturity as well. Yung sinabi ko, depende sa market kung sa kadugay. So usually, makita niyo mamaya may drawing and also sa video. The most common index also is based on the fullness of the fruit fingers. So yun kaya gumagamit tayo na John Ray, paki-unmute lang ha. I mean paki-mute. And also if full 3/4 to full stage of maturity na siya, for Lakatan and Latundan. So it's shown on figure 7. Kita nyo mamaya here. Ito. So ito yung full maturity na, no? And for export naman, meron tayong calibration sizes, indication of fullness of fingers harvest. And harvesting will be done when the diameter of the middle finger of the outer whorl in second hand falls within the range siya ng 38 to 46 millimeter using the caliper, no? Or 1/32 of an inch. So sa mga small scale farmers, so they just use fullness of the fingers. And usually determine kung yung mga leaves na dry na, no, ang styler, and but these are not applicable sa mga ibang varieties that are susceptible to leaf spot diseases like sigatoka, kay maapsan jud ka. Then what are the methods of harvesting? For a while lang ha, so I will check our attendance. A screenshot. Okay, so now we are going to also discuss how are we going to harvest our banana. Okay, so moving forward, usually in the morning tayo mag-harvest, no? And the common practice is to cut the stem. And since morning tayo kasi hindi masyadong mainit din. So you're going to partially use harvesting tools about 1/3 from the top to ensure gradual falling down of a bunch. So usually sa atin, we use 2 men to harvest, no, para may support. So A 30 centimeter length of peduncle must be retained for easy handling naman ng banana. So, harvesting of banana cultivars with bigger bunches will be done by a harvester and a backer. Ang tawag kaya dalawa. Pag malalaki, pag kaya ra naman ng isa, so okay ra po, no? The backer carries the bunch on the shoulder pad to prevent the bunch from touching the ground and minimize bruises and infection. Now, so yun yung mga dapat gawin during harvest, which will be shown naman in the photos, in the presentation anyway. So we have actually, for pest and disease management and their control, no, before we proceed here, we'll just go back here after our presentation, no, so that malalaman ninyo yung ating mga different what we call that, and also post-harvest handling. So let's just go back here. Banana production. Sa dole na siya. How to dole, ito.
Growing top-quality, great-tasting bananas requires a lot of skill and dedication. At Dole, our plants receive individual attention and nurturing during every stage of development. A banana plant flowers and fruits in about 9 months. Bananas are harvested throughout the year, with plants in various stages of their fruiting cycle in each of our fields. The plants require about 9.5 gallons of water a day, and the water table must be kept at a constant depth of about 4 feet. It's vital that a banana plant's roots not sit in water, so a well-designed drainage system for the entire farm is essential. During extreme rains, water is often pumped away from the fields. Banana plants develop specialized protective leaves called bracts, which turn red as they grow on the young fruit stem. At this stage, the bananeros cover the stem with a permeable bag, specifically developed to allow light and air in, but keep insects, disease, wind, and weather out. The bag is tied to the fruit stem with a color-coded ribbon that denotes the expected date of harvest. As the fruit stem matures, the protective bracts turn a deeper color red. Flowers form at the tips of the individual banana fingers. To protect the fruit from damage, some flowers are removed at this stage. Early deflowering is carefully done with scissors. As the fruit grows larger, the protective red bracts are removed, and the banana fingers now curve to grow towards the sun. The remaining flowers are removed by hand. This helps the plant direct more of its nutrients to producing large, equally sized bananas. The bract that contains the male flower, known as a bud, is cut off. Some of the lower banana hands are removed as well. 1 or 2 lower banana fingers are left on the stem. Referred to as heroes, these remaining bananas keep nutrients flowing throughout the bunch, making it less susceptible to disease, fungi, and bacteria. Latex may drip from the bananas and stain the fruit below it. We protect the lower fingers with the use of the diaper, a protective sheath that diminishes scarring during fruit development. Fingers with the use of the diaper, a protective sheath that diminishes scarring during fruit development. At this stage, the plant has grown to be between 12 to 19 feet tall and weighs between 65 to 110 pounds. Unfortunately, these plants can easily snap in half under the heavy weight of their own banana bunches, or can be toppled over by gusty winds or rainstorms. We prevent this by securing each plant to a webbed network of supports that cover the entire banana farm, giving each plant the stability it needs. Crop disease and insects are a constant threat to banana plants. One serious risk to our farms is black sigatoka, a disease carried by airborne spores which attacks banana leaves and can destroy an entire farm in a matter of weeks. Mature banana plants are tall, with new leaves sprouting from the top center of the plants, so treating them for disease manually is difficult. Instead, they are sprayed from the air. We employ crop protection agents on our farms sparingly and only when necessary. Personnel that utilize crop protection products receive extensive training on their application and are provided with special tools and protective gear. Using GPS technology, specially equipped aircraft spray small amounts of fungicide over the targeted areas. Dole continually strives to develop new environmentally friendly methods of combating the diseases and pests that threaten our crops. It's part of our tradition of encouraging quality and quality and quality through innovation and teamwork. The bananas are now ready for the next step in our process, the harvest.
Wow! Mabaho kahit mukhang malinis.
May micro-dirt yan. Para tanggalan ang...
Okay, so I guess that's for development and banana care. So we are going to see naman yung Dole way of harvesting bananas.
At Dole's Bananito farm in Costa Rica, the combination of perfect growing conditions and sustainable farming techniques allows us to harvest premium bananas year-round. It takes 12 to 13 weeks from the time the banana plant's fruit stem first appears to the time the bananas are harvested. Experienced Dole bananeros measure the banana fingers. The combination of perfect growing conditions and sustainable farming techniques allows us to harvest premium bananas year-round. It takes 12 to 13 weeks from the time the banana plant's fruit stem first appears to the time the bananas are harvested. Experienced Dole bananeros measure the banana fingers on each plant to determine if the fruit is ready to harvest. Harvesting takes place 6 days a week. A team of 3 bananeros will harvest the plants in this section of the farm. Bananas are harvested while they are still green, so they can ripen to perfection just as they reach consumers. First, protective foam padding is inserted to safeguard the sensitive banana hands from spotting and other skin damage. The entire stem is cut off with a machete onto the waiting shoulders of a bananero wearing a protective pad. The leaves of the harvested mother plant are cut off, and the remaining stalk provides nutrients to the new daughter plant. The cut leaves are left on the ground where they will become nutrient-rich humus for the next generation of banana plants. The bananero carries the bunch, which weighs about 65 pounds, to the nearby cableway system. Once 75 bunches are harvested and loaded onto the cableway system, the train of banana stems is pulled back to the packing plant at the center of the farm, usually with the aid of a mule. The cableway system encompasses all the fields on our farm and is about 80 miles in total length. As the bunches arrive at the packing station, the protective pads are removed from the hands and sent back to the field to be used again. For quality control, each train of bananas is numbered and the location of the harvest as well as the harvesting team is recorded. The fresh bananas are washed with chlorinated water and thoroughly inspected. If the bananas do not meet Dole's stringent quality standards, harvesting is immediately halted in the field from which they originated. Banana hands are cut from the stem and placed in a tank of water to protect them and to remove the excess latex found naturally in bananas. The leftover banana stems and the protective plastic bags are then recycled. A gentle water current in the tank moves the banana hands to the next station, where they receive another quality inspection and are cut into clusters of 5 to 7 fingers. The clusters float to the next workstation, where they are removed from the water tank and placed on trays. Scales are programmed to accept the correct amount of bananas per shipping carton. The trays are then transported by conveyor to the next workstation, where they receive the worldwide symbol of exceptional quality, the Dole sticker. The cut stems then receive a post-harvest treatment to preserve freshness. The bananas are now ready to be packed into boxes specifically designed for long-distance transport. These boxes are assembled right on site. For quality control, packers personally identify each box they pack. Banana clusters are carefully laid in the box using methods that minimize any damage during shipment. Each box contains about 40 pounds of bananas. The bananas are wrapped in specially perforated material, which allows the fruit to ripen while in the boxes. To meet each customer's specific needs, Dole bananas are packaged several different ways. Loose banana hands, single bananas, and sealed in consumer bags. A last weight check ensures that each box contains the correct amount of fruit. The entire process from harvest to box is only 2 to 3 hours. The boxes are then stacked on pallets in preparation for transport. For quality control and traceability throughout the shipping process, each pallet is given its own unique pallet identification code. As part of our commitment to sustainability, the corner boards are made from recycled materials. Sometimes cardboard is used, but usually they are composed of recycled plastic created from the bags utilized to protect our bananas in the field. Once full, the pallets are loaded into shipping containers that will take them to a Dole ship at a nearby port. As you have seen, bananas are quite delicate, so very little of our process is automated. To bring you this healthy, delicious fruit, dedicated workers provide hands-on care and attention at every stage.
Okay, so yun yung Dole quality of handling, harvesting hanggang post-harvest hanggang packing, no? So it only takes 2 to 3 hours for packaging and processing. Ganon ka, dapat kabilis ang pag ano. So do you have any questions or clarification regarding the presentation before we proceed or go back in the pests and diseases? So isa-isahin natin, although nabanggit na yon sa ating video presentation, no? So I hope you have seen, no? Kasi syempre, if you have not been to a banana plantation like in Tadeco or in Dole, usually ang Dole na aman ata diri sa Davao, no? So have you been in a banana plantation before? Nakakita na mo? Like sa packing. Any of you? Kinsa na sa inyo ang nakakita?
No, ma'am.
Sino? Si Helandre? Asa banda? Asa banda? Ay, wala.
Wala po, ma'am. Wala po, ma'am.
No, so actually, if only we can visit, no, or you can visit na pag meron kayong mga tawag doon, usually sa Classico, we actually having farm visit or field trip, but for now, it's not yet allowed pa, no? Kaya we will just make use of the videos lang na provided by companies like Dole and so on. So, buti naman they are sharing, even Tadeco, they're also sharing. So going back into the pest and disease management, so isa sa mga insect pests natin ay yung flower thrips, no? Or Thrips florum in scientific name. So ito yung parang kuto, thrips, no? Kuto yun siya. It's a small insect na may whitish yellow larvae. And to control this one, so we only have 10 minutes left. So hopefully we can finish the pests and diseases so we can have the post-harvest handling next meeting on Thursday. So how to control this? So you just you can inject insecticide solution sa inflorescence to control this, no? Using a modified needle attached to the lancer of a knapsack sprayer, or we have chlorophyriphos or microencapsulated ethyl parathione, methimidofus, and phosphamidone injected to the bud after 3 to 5 days shooting. Another one is the red rust strips or the Caetana photothrip signipenis. It is actually an adult na larva in white. So meron siyang feeding can cause reddish brown discoloration called red rust, kaya tinatawag siyang red rust strips. So what to do is to enclose the fruits with chloroferous impregnated polyethylene bags, kaya dapat mo talaga siya i-cover ng bags or plastic bags na treated with this one, the chloroferifus. And practice regular stem sanitation para ma-disrupt yung kanilang life cycle. So the third one is the aphids or Pentalonia nervosa. This is very common. I know you have your crop protection subject, so you might have known already aphids these are actually vectors of virus diseases, So kailangan ma-control good siya, kaya aside sa effect niya sa damage na, it can also be the source of like Banshee-top na virus, So the wingless, this is a wingless aphid with shiny brown color at dorsal part, and they are seen in the leaf sheath and the base of the pseudostem. So yung feeding niya can transfer the most dreadful na banana virus known as the Banshee-top, So to control, of course, you just use the insecticide malathion, phenitrophthion, chlorophyrifos, and para ma-eradicate. And we also have mealybugs. So I know you have seen mealybugs already. Mga white. It can also have a soft body with white powdery wax. So to control this, you also use insecticide like chlorophyrifos, diazone, and phenitrophthion. Or treated na in the polyethylene bags, Or you can also use or supplement pseudostem spray kung mataas na talaga yung kanyang population. And we also have corm weevil. So it's a newly emerged corm weevil na mayroong reddish brown, and after 1 week magbablock siya. So this red-brown larvae will actually tunnel into the corms and will destroy the tissue and damage will lessen the uptake of nutrients and water. Kaya payat yung ating mga prutas, So to control this, of course, you have to chop the pseudostem into pieces and i-dry mo siya para ma-disrupt or mamatay din yung peste. And or i-collect yung adult weevils and apply insecticides such as the Peremifos ethyl and Chlorophyriphos granules. And sixth is the scarring weevil or the Phelicoptus iliganus. So ito yung light brown while na larvae, head and body niya ay white. So meron siyang metallic green scales pag adult na, and gold sheen is reflected at the elytra niya. And adult feed near the base of the youngest leaf, petioles, and ridges and veins of the flower bracts. So to control this, you also use mga chlorophyrophos impregnated polyethylene bags para maprotektahan yung fruits natin, or you spray in the pseudostem with decametrine or phenitrophthion, or hand picking, of the adult weevils kasi kokonti lang naman yan sila, if you can. And other insects such as banana leaf roller, the Philippidastrax, the scale insects, the Apsidius distractor, and the bagworm, the Eumeta fuscescens. Anyway, for pests, you just use insecticide. And we also have nematodes, as problems. We have the so-called borrowing nematode. Ito yung Radufulus similis, and one of the most important pathogen attacking bananas. So itong Radufulus similis is migratory endoparasitic nematode and has a life cycle of 20 to 25 days pag nakapasok na siya sa root and corm tissue. So They are mobile and they will invade the portion of the root length. Kaya ma-destruct yung root, ma-damage yung root, no? And so magkakaroon siya ng dark patches, spots in the roots, lesion, reddish borders, and kung ikat mo siya into lengthwise, so magtatapal, uproot ang plant, particular during strong winds and heavy rain. So mas madali siyang matumba. And to control this nematode, you have to, first and foremost, plant nematode-free planting material, since, as I have told you, pumapasok siya sa roots. And pairing the corms or removing the lesion tissue para mawala din yung source of inoculum, not inoculum, nung nematode. So, or i-hot water treatment and at the 52 to 50 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes, or mag-establish ka ng drainage canal and nematicide application as last resort chemical control, no? And aside from the borrowing nematode, we also have the root knot nematode, no? Ito yung Melodogayne incognita and Melodogayne javanica. So, root knot nematode kasi meron siyang meron ding Pratylenchus, no? Is visible, meron siyang root necrosis, and again, pag ma-destruct siya, dali ra matumba ang roots or ang banana. And so ang symptoms niya ay swollen, galled. So that's why root knot siya, kasi swollen siya, galled, primary and secondary roots, and invaded. Control measures niya, of course, kailangan resistant ang varieties natin. There are resistant varieties, and there should be drainage canal, and you can use nematicide as well. And meron din tayong root lesion nematodes or Pratylenchus, no? So ito ay cause extensive black or purple necrosis sa epidermal or vertical root tissues, resulting also in the snapping of the roots, stunting of plants, decreased branch weight, long production cycles, and toppling and uprooting. So to control again, i-expose mo yung planting material to direct sunlight for 2 weeks para mamatay siya. And hot water treatment for 20 minutes using 53 to 55 degrees Celsius na warm water, and eradicate nematodes in the planting materials. You can also use chemical control. Okay, last 1 minute. So we have viral diseases such as the Banjetap virus. So ang mga symptoms niya ay actually ito, no? So as you can see, na yellowing, stunted, and meron siyang banshee or yung kanyang tinatawag na short rosette appearance, no? Kaya banshee top siya. So to control this, wala tayong control for virus. So you have to really eradicate the vector, which is the aphids, or you eradicate the disease plant, patayin, sunugin, no? Spray surrounding plants with 6-meter radius from diseased plants with insecticide, and spray the diseased plant last. And after 12 to 24 hours, i-dig out mo yung plant and chop small pieces and dry with cover so and cut through the stem. And then you can also apply with herbicide impregnated bamboo stick and or use virus-free planting materials in the start, and avoid intercropping banana with merong alternate host ng virus like Abaca heliconia and so on. So regular inspection of the diseased plants and control must be on the whole production area kasi madali lang siyang kumalat. So if infected na yung area ng Banjetap, there should be a strict quarantine regulation. That's why sa mga banana plantation, meron silang quarantine na gate, no, na dapat nasa disinfection areas, yung bathtub. So I guess less than a minute na tayo.